Rain lashed against the bus stop. 16-year-old Jessica shivered, pulling her jacket tighter. A hunched figure sat beside her, draped in a shawl. The woman smelled faintly of garlic and something unfamiliar, like wood smoke and old books. Jessica wrinkled her nose. The woman's eyes, dark and intense, met hers.
"You shouldn't stare,"
Jessica muttered, feeling suddenly uneasy. The woman smiled, a slow, unsettling curve of her lips.
"Perhaps not, little one. Words have power, you see."
Her voice was thick with an accent, something vaguely Eastern European. Jessica scoffed.
"Right, like you could curse me or something?"
The woman chuckled, a dry, crackling sound.
Curses are tricky things. Sometimes they give you exactly what you wish for.
The bus rattled to a stop, doors hissing open. Jessica scrambled on, eager to escape the woman's unsettling gaze. She glanced back once, just as the bus pulled away. The woman was gone. Jessica shuddered, pushing the encounter from her mind. Later that day, Jessica found herself complaining to her best friend Maya.
"I wish I had $1 million. Then I'd be happy."
She sighed, eyeing a pair of designer jeans she couldn't afford. Suddenly, a heavy thud echoed from Jessica's front porch. They rushed to the door, finding a canvas bag. Inside, stacks of $100 bills spilled out, more money than Jessica had ever seen. She stared, open-mouthed.
"Had your words come true?"
At first, Jessica was hesitant, afraid. But as days turned into weeks and her every wish, every offhand comment manifested into reality, she embraced the power. She wished for popularity, for perfect grades, for her parents to stop nagging her, and just like that, it all happened.
"This is amazing."
Maya exclaimed, watching as Jessica effortlessly landed a perfect backflip during cheerleading practice.
"You can do anything."
Jessica grinned, her confidence soaring. She had never felt so powerful, so in control. The world was her oyster, and all she had to do was speak her desires. Jessica's life transformed. Designer clothes filled her closet, her acne vanished overnight, and her once critical parents showered her with affection. Even Jason, the hottest boy in school, finally noticed her.
"You're incredible, Jess."
He breathed, gazing at her with admiration. They were at a party, Jessica the undisputed center of attention. Basking in his gaze, Jessica felt a surge of pure joy.
"I'm as happy as a babe in arms,"
she declared, giggling. The words left her lips hanging in the air, the music seemed to fade, the laughter and chatter around her dying down.
A strange tingling sensation spread through Jessica's body. She felt dizzy, lightheaded, her vision blurred.
"Jess, are you okay?" Jason's voice seemed to come from far away.
Jessica tried to answer, but a strange gurgling sound escaped her lips instead. She looked down at her hands, horrified. They were shrinking, becoming smaller, chubbier. Panic seized her as she felt her body changing, her clothes becoming loose and baggy. Within seconds, Jessica was no longer a 16-year-old girl. In her place lay a gurgling, cooing infant swaddled in her oversized party dress. Her mind screamed, trapped inside a body that could no longer form words, let alone wishes. The room erupted in chaos. Screams filled the air as partygoers recoiled from the baby that had materialized in their midst.
His face pale with shock, Jason stared down at Jessica, his eyes wide with terror. "Jess," he choked out, reaching a trembling hand towards her. The sight of her, so small, so helpless, sent a shiver of fear down his spine. What had just happened? 1 minute she was laughing, the next, this. He scooped her up, her tiny body impossibly light in his arms. Her cries were weak, plaintive mews that tore at his heart.
The partygoers, their initial shock giving way to fear and confusion, began to murmur amongst themselves, speculating wildly about what they had witnessed. Jason ignored them, clutching Jessica close. He had to help her, had to find a way to reverse whatever had happened. But how? The woman's words echoed in his mind. Words have power.
"Please," he whispered desperately, his voice thick with unshed tears. "Please come back to me, Jess. I love you." He poured all his love, all his fear into his voice, praying for a miracle.
But Jessica remained a baby, her terrified blue eyes staring up at him. The curse, it seemed, was absolute. Jason was left to grapple with the terrifying reality. His girlfriend, his vibrant, beautiful Jessica, was gone, trapped in an infant's body, her fate uncertain. The woman's parting words echoed in the silence. Curses are tricky things.
Indeed they were, Jason thought, more terrifying than he could have ever imagined.